Hey everybody, welcome to Northernlion Tries RITE. This is a single screen platforming game. It just came out during the Steam summer sale. It looks a little bit like N or N++. It looks a little bit like Super Meat Boy. And it looks nice. It looks gorgeous. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we check it out? I bought it for myself. It really is visually striking. Okay. So restart is Y, next is A. We're gonna do a quick little restart here because I believe I can do better. I don't know if the door opens up. It only opens up after you've gotten all the stuff. Or it only opens up after you got... Maybe it only opens up when you get close. It opens up when you get close. Okay, I understand now. So picking this stuff up is just for sport. Come on, come on, come on. And then big jump. Just gotta get used to the physics. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. I mean, you watch me play Q, a Neon platformer. Getting used to the physics is like the most important part. In the whole oeuvre of skills. There you go. See, that was a little bit smoother. Alright, let's move on. What do we got next? Obviously, you gotta go get this one. Can we just wall slide the whole way down? No. You probably want to try to fall straight. Yo, it's very weighty. Like, from a physics standpoint, character feels very heavy, and I mean that in a positive way. They're not like aggressively nimble in the sense that you can just do whatever you want immediately. Like they got a certain agility, but they also they got a certain density. All right, I'll tell you right off the bat. I'm sure there is some kind of routing that would benefit us here, but we're gonna stop trying to min-max every single level and instead just focus on making a little progress. You know what it is? There's actually one of these things you pick up that makes the door open. I understand now. Okay. All right. I'm ready for things to start getting tricky. I'm ready. Oh, baby. This is how sweet it is. Look at that. Okay, so this is the key. You know, I'll live with it. You don't get that many pure platformers anymore. You know, I know that you might be like, that's okay, because they are indeed, or at least were indeed, like, oh, get the consumables, dude. Probably, like, from the mid-1980s until, like, the dawn of 3D games, 2D platformers were, if I had to estimate, probably the most popular genre, just by number of instances that there were. Maybe slightly off, but come on, you know that there were tons. We don't see that many pure platformers anymore, and I always think it's kind of a little sad. Super Meat Boy inspired a bunch, admittedly. Let's go. As have some other games over the years, and, you know, Mario Maker's still going strong. If anything, we're kind of, like, out of the real, like, dark ages. There was a long time where, like, I mean, Super Meat Boy was so remarkable because it was like, oh my god, a noteworthy 2D platformer. It's just like the games that used to come out. Okay, just land it. Okay, we can live with that. We can live with that. But I always like to play a pure 2D platformer. I will say, I'm the kind of guy, I'm not much of a collector in these games. I tend to be more of a, just a sprint to the finish sort of guy, you know what I mean? You can take that out of context if you want. There's nothing I can do to stop you, quite frankly. Music is really nice, too. But that's why I prefer, like, the Marios and the Super Meat Boys to, like, even Rayman. I got a great respect for Rayman. But a lot of the art design kind of washes, let's go, over me. And then I'm like, but I don't want to collect 6 raspberries. I just want to move left to right. You know what? If there was ever a time to change that, the time is now. Oh my god, we're doing it. Oh my god, he's doing it. This may not be a world record time. Oh, we gotta get back up too. Oh, but to get back up, look at this. Look at this ingenious design right there. They thought about everything, don't they? So far, so good. But I gotta tell you, you're dealing with a gamer born in the 1980s. You gotta be a little bit more aggressive with your obstacles if you wanna truly scare me. I've seen it all. I've seen the water temple. I've seen Jabu Jabu's belly. seen the infectious madness of Dr. Decker, and solved the mystery of Greenvale in Deadly Premonition. You're gonna have to hit me with something a little bit more than merely a rotating chain block. Or, oh, no you're not. It turns out that's really all you're gonna have to hit me with. And the worst part is I only went back to try to get the stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, just be cool. We could have just finished the level, but instead I thought, no, that's not what would Captain America do. And then that time I didn't even get it all, but that's okay because we're moving onwards. Good drops. I am interested to see where this goes, because right now, don't get me wrong, I'm having a good time, and I really cannot stress enough that it's a very gorgeous looking and sounding platformer. I'm waiting for that extra oomph to take me to the next level. I'm waiting for them to introduce a mechanic that, you know, is starting to tickle my fancy. Oh, these are walkable platforms. That makes perfect sense. I'm waiting for something to tickle my imagination, you know, to really start to elevate it beyond the level of merely satisfying mechanics and instead take it to an extreme level of, like, then again, let's be honest, the game is $5. They're holding up well to the $5 value proposition. I'm realizing now the route you want to take through this looks more like this. Good. Good. Keep it going. Oh, the music is getting me pogged. Somebody called me out in a tweet today, by the way. It got like 20,000 likes. It wasn't about me. It was just about the kind of person I am. It said, imagine having a kid and your partner just says poggers. And I was like, admittedly, people added me in the tweet. They're like, you're going to want to see this one. I'm not going to say poggers when my child is born. I'm going to say pog, because that's the way cool kids say it. I just need the key. Okay, we're fine. Sharp introduction. Okay, the mechanics, I really can't stress enough. The mechanics are very satisfying. You know I can't stress it enough because I've said it 20 times. This is going to be a new moon record. It's still a new record. On the moon, we didn't get the 20th. Alright, what the heck are you doing to me? Good enough? Good enough? Oh, we're going for it. This is no challenge whatsoever. You want a challenge? Try playing Dancing Line in front of a live studio audience at the Time Warner building in downtown Manhattan. This is just another day at the office. Okay. Okay. Great work. You gotta admit, you're impressed. You didn't see me doing it. You didn't see me doing it. Well, now you've seen it. Something like this. Oh, baby. And then, okay, well, try not to fall so much. How about that? Also interested to see what's going on with, like, biomes. Because, you know, the levels are subdivided. Usually in a platform game, when levels are, you know, subdivided or divided, it's in either biomes or themes. You know, you could think of, you know, Super Meat Boy. You start out, you're in, you know, forest levels. Minimal risks. You beat the first stage of Dr. Fetus. Where do you go from there? I forget. But then third, you go to the salt factory. You're getting new mechanics every single time. I have not made my point well, and for that I apologize. You know what I mean. All I'm saying is that once we get out of the forest, maybe there'll be something a little bit more intellectually robust. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind jumping. In fact, I would describe myself as a fan of the platform genre. But hit me with the oomph. Oh, baby. Honestly, I think playing games like Trackmania has really made me more receptive to stuff like this that is maybe like, the level is not that hard to beat necessarily, at least at this early stage, but, you know, you're constantly maybe trying to perfect the route. Like, I'm wondering if this has, like, leaderboards or something that I'm not privy to at the moment. That would take it to the next level. Like, for me, I never understood, like, when a game was like, hey, we have leaderboard support, and people would, like, lose their minds. Now I completely understand it. Because the idea that, like, you know, when I finish these levels, right now I'm like, oh, I did it. If you had online leaderboards, I would be like, excuse me, I came 37th? We're gonna keep this going until I get to, you know, at least the top 25. You know what? You gotta do that in a different order. You gotta do that in a different order. Here's the thing. They got more controls on the screen. I think they're gonna hit us with more mechanics later. So that's my piece of constructive analysis right now. It is really good and satisfying. Sorry, I probably covered a little bit of myself there. I'm trying a new thing. So I got my overlays to work again, and if you're watching for the game specifically, I apologize about the inside baseball talk. We'll get back to repeating the same sentence about how I can't stress enough how satisfying the mechanics and the art and the music are in just a moment. But Wolves at My Door, aka Jay, who did both the merch and the channel rebrand last year, he helped me get my overlays and transitions and stuff set up again the way they were on the old machine on this machine. And I actually think that for most games, this camera position is fine, but I can actually move the camera position now without screwing up the alerts. It's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. Okay. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm hoping... Where are we at in the video? Like 14 minutes in? 11 minutes in. Okay. I'm hoping as time goes on here, we will be able to... Because we're spending less than a minute per level for sure. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get to Biome 2 and see what's going on. Again, the pure platforming goodness. Look, you're never going to find anybody who's more pro pure platforming than me. Oh, Bananasaurus Rex? Never heard of him. Probably should have gone there first, huh? I have heard of him. Just keep it going here. But still, like I'm not even saying like a light puzzle mechanic, but for now, I feel like I'm playing an extremely well-made like proof of concept that you would take to team meet headquarters and be like, hey, I want to work on your game. However, I'm waiting for the next little step. You know what game this looks like? I'm realizing it's actually reminding me a lot of Flint Hook. I really thought we would skip that and come back to it. In hindsight, it makes no sense. It's got a real like Flint Hook quality to the sprites here. I don't know digital art. Is sprite the right word? What's the albedo? Okay, good stuff, good stuff. We're actually like a little faster that time. Oh, you fool! Okay, there's the tension you're looking for. I'm waiting. Keep me dialed in here. Like this is, it's not really that big of a challenge right now. I guess that's what I'm looking for. I've become like completely brain screwed by super expert Mario Maker levels and masocore platformers. I no longer feel like a game feels right unless it's killing me constantly. So the fact that like not 90% of the screen is covered in obstacles here is like, did you mess up when you made the level? Shouldn't every element be trying to kill me simultaneously? This is me in a satirical voice, by the way. I like this. This is good training for precision jumps later, maybe. Maybe don't jump onto the vines. It's not to say like I'm not dying, because clearly I'm dying, but it's more to say I wish I was dying more. I don't know, it's kind of a strange thing to say about games. I could make it happen, but I don't want to die more. I want the game to kill me more. Maybe that's a good way to put it. What are we at here? This is You've Got Mail. We're on level 31 of 32. Okay, so we're almost at the end of this biome. Just watch out for the vines. I'll admit, I don't always see the vines, quite frankly. I'm also interested to see... Oh, you'll fool, you'll fool. I'm interested to see what kind of progression system exists after this. Like, what's the point of grabbing all these things? Do they unlock anything? Is it for scoring? Is it... Oh, you know what? It's for the... I'm pretty sure it's for the crown that we get from, on the level select screen. Come on, man. Come on. Take me up. We can make it through here. Place your bets. Where are we going next? Ice? Desert? You can't do a wall jump there. You gotta... I mean, you don't even have to do any of this. If you really wanted to just gun it, you could just go over the top. But, you can't do a wall jump. You can't do a wall jump. Come on. Come on. Is this what they taught you in Journey? Good work. It's a truly fantastic soundtrack thus far, though. Very slapper-rich. The slapper coefficient is off the charts. Okay. Final boss. Okay. I'll admit. Seems a little tricky. Oh! You know, I might be compelled to just do it that way. There we go. All right, Rite of the Jungle has been completed. Rite of the Desert is up next. Sure, let's see what we got here. All right, it looks pretty similar so far. Well, I have to say, I think this game is good. And I think you probably knew I was going there. But it does feel, just to me, and hey, I put my 5 hard-earned American dollars into this. It feels to me like an engine for a great platforming game. Like this could be the scaffolding of something very special. As it is right now, I think it's just missing like that one little X factor to really take it to the next level. But I also would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that I oftentimes have bad takes on the platformer genre. I am not really a big fan of the N++, N+ games, etc., and every time I did a video on them, I faced like a lot of backlash. Because I just like, for whatever reason, they didn't hit me in the same way that like a Mario Maker hits me. But this feels a little bit more like, like an N or an N++, quite frankly. It's weighty, it's like collectible driven. I'm sure you can get like truly impressive speed, and once you master the maps, maybe it's a little bit more like playing a racing game. Maybe we're witnessing like a side-scrolling Trackmania or something like that right now. So I think like it's weird because this is a game where like objectively everything is really, really, really well done and is undeniable. But I almost wish it did have one like gimmick on top of it. Maybe that's not what people are looking for when they play a game like this. Maybe they're not looking for like, oh, plus you can rewind time. But for me, that's kind of where I'm at. Not to say I'm not having fun, but this is one where I think I leave and I go, you know what? Fantastic soundtrack, but I'm not 100% sold on the concept, but it really does control super well. All right, and maybe like as things get harder here, it appeals to me more. Okay, good stuff. This will probably be our last level then. And we've demonstrated mastery, now just prove it. Oh, brother. Try again. But yeah, well worth checking out. Again, I can't stress enough that the price is absolutely right. Like, the price is almost worth it alone for the soundtrack. Everything else is just kind of gravy on top. And I keep talking about the soundtrack and the visuals and the fact that the game looks striking. But really, it does handle very, very tightly as well. It's not a game where I'm like, I can't get the person to do what I want. It's a game where I occasionally make my own mistakes. I will also say, if we're talking about the economics of the situation, this is not what $5 games normally look like on Steam nowadays. This is what you know, like a $20 game normally looks like on Steam in today's modern era. So I think it's very favorably priced for sure. Okay, good stuff. Oh my god, I just slipped. My shoes lost traction. Didn't spring for the sandpaper soles. Good, good, better. And over top. Okay, you're halfway there. Now there and back again. A hobbit's tail! There and back again, a hobbit's tail. Come on. Great stuff. Do it again. Over the top. Through the Dunlop Bridge. Good, nice little light tap. Okay. That's the hard one. Everything else... I mean, if you can do Apollo's Super Mario Maker levels, come on, you can do this. Just don't fart it up at the last second. Alright, so that's RITE. It came out on Steam this week. Throughout the Steam summer sale. It is $5 and a very polished and professional sort of platforming experience. So I do recommend checking it out for yourself if you're interested. I'll put a link in the video description below to pick it up on Steam. Even if you're like, I'm not going to pick it up right now. If you like what you see, I'm sure the developer would appreciate it if you added it to your Steam wish list so you can be notified of when it goes on sale in the future. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's the single best way that you could help me out as a content creator on YouTube. So please do click the like button if you enjoyed the episode. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!